Hey guys, what's up? It's your Screwed, and today I'll be bringing you guys a very quick video. Now I know I have made a video about a location tier list before where spoofers like me and you will enjoy going to places that are have tons of gyms, have tons of Pokestops, and in general just have a lot of active people playing at them. And the reason you want to be at these locations is because gyms are easier to do as there's more people in them. And of course, incenses are going to be more common, so rarer Pokemon are actually going to be attracted to these locations. Whereas if you're in a very foreign location, there's not going to be many people. You may or may not have heard about this, but we did make an announcement on my Discord, and the fact is that one of our favorite places to go, Zaragoza, kind of got nerfed. Lots of the Pokestops around the Zaragoza area got removed because of people abusing the scanning system within Pokemon GO to create more and more Pokestops in that area. So some of the Pokestops there got removed, so I'll be updating my tier list as of the 29th of December 2020. So just before the video, like the video if you want to see more of this type of content, and of course subscribe for more. So we're being quick. So we will be going over the 5 different locations very quickly. I'll actually show them all right here. There's Zaragoza, Pier 39, the special hype spot. There's Seoul, and then there's NY. Now I'm going to be going to the 5th on the list, which is New York. New York is the place that I'm currently at right now, and the reason New York is on this is because, well, there's lots of active people who just play here in general. So there's going to be tons of Leers. As you can see, there's not a single event going on right now, but there are tons of Leers everywhere. And one of the good things about being in New York is if you ever enter a gym in New York, you will always get that Pokemon done because everyone here is just perma-raiding. It's actually crazy how quickly the raid rooms fill up. So if you ever need to raid for a specific Pokemon that's only around for like 2 days, like the Reggies were, New York is the place to be. You can walk around these Pokestops. Of course, there's also a ton of Pokestops in the area. If you press auto walk, there's 468 points of interest just in this location alone. And that is not even me like walking around New York. That is just simply in the middle of New York, in the middle of Manhattan. So if you guys need a place to raid, this is one of the best places to be. Let's go back to the favorites. So we're going to leave the hype spot for last and actually just completely disregard it from the tiers. The next one here is actually Zaragoza. Now, many of you, of course, I did put Zaragoza as the top one for last time. Of course, guys, remember these coordinates will be down in the description below. Now, of course, as you can see, there's still a ton of Pokestops here, but lots of them actually got removed, and the ones that got removed were the ones that were overlapping on top of each other. And the bad thing about this is that the spawns will be less clustered, which is not nice because the spawns at Zaragoza used to be very, very clustered. So you could get like at least like 30, 40 Pokemon just like in one spot along this little road over here. And in total, you could get up to 50 and 60 total spawns just in this little area, which was crazy, you know, because you never had to move. If you had the free version of PG Sharp, it allowed you to constantly spin stops and it allowed you to constantly catch Pokemon. And since the free version of PG Sharp does not have auto walk, one of these locations is very, very useful. So I'm not going to talk too much about Zaragoza, but Zaragoza, of course, just like New York, since these places are very popular, you're going to be able to do your gyms very, very quickly, and these places are going to be almost permanently leered up, which is very, very nice. So if you ever need extra Pokeballs and you can't do auto walk, this is the place to be. Just spin the Pokestops as they come off that 5-minute cooldown, and you should fill up the amount of items that you need very, very quickly. So the third on this list, let's go to favorites. The third on this list is actually the hype spot. Now the hype spot is, I knew I would leave this for last, but it's just one of those cool areas, you know? It's one of those cool areas that just has a huge clump of Pokestops. And I haven't actually like done much spoofing in the hype spot. I've done it on an alt account, not on this account actually. But I did a ton of spoofing at this hype spot on an alt account, and it's very, very nice. For spoofing for Pokemon as well as stocking up on items. Now the cluster here isn't very big, but it is very, very compact. There are a ton of Pokestops. There are straight up like 20 Pokestops just around this rocket one. And the Pokemon that spawn here usually when this stuff is leered up during events is nasty. There are so many event spawns here. It is actually crazy. So if there's like a one of those events, like one of those spotlight hours, this is the place to be, because if you have the free version of PG Sharp, once again, you can't move, right? So this is one of those places to be so that you can constantly spin Pokestops, constantly catch Pokemon, and it's never ending. It's unironically never ending. So second on the list, and we're almost at the very top. We're gonna go to Pier 39. Now, Pier 39 is the true and told one. It's pretty solid. You know, it's got some stops. It actually did have a few stops removed. I've noticed. Not really this way, but actually this way down the pier, there are a few stops that got removed, which I was quite sad about. Like, there was one right there, if you can see what I just pressed. There was one right there before, but it got removed, which sucks. People were just abusing the scan system, obviously, to get these Pokestops removed, which is not good for anyone. But, of course, Pier 39 is the place to be. You know, it's just the OG, right? Like, lots of people still raid here. If you want to hold a gym, like, it's cool to hold it in San Francisco. Obviously, if you need to come here to catch Pokemon, it's probably not as good, but it's the OG spot because this pier is very, very, I don't know, it just holds that value. You know, you get, like, the gyms fill up very, very quickly. If you need to do gym battles, these gyms are permanently contested. So if you're farming for medals or something, or you're farming for the new XP that you can get from these, it's really, really good. And of course, the best spot right now, I would argue, is Seoul. And this one is, yeah, just tell me what you think when you see this spot. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to this spot. You may or may not have been to this spot, but yeah, I've never been to this spot, actually. It was recommended to me by a friend of mine. And it's crazy how many Pokestops there are in this small clump. Now, I'm going to walk into the middle of this clump. So if you have the free version of PG Sharp, obviously you're not going to be able to auto walk, right? But you can walk into the middle of this clump, right over here, and you will never have to move. You don't have to move for the next, like, well, year, I guess, because you're never going to run out of items because there's just a million Pokestops. You know, like, it's kind of ridiculous how many things there are. It's almost impossible to click any of the actual Pokemon because there are so many stops here. But yeah, I don't know what they did because, like, there's no Pokestops, like, going outward, but there's just a ton in this one little clump. Well, it's actually a pretty large clump. I say that, right? So if you click auto walk, see, there's not actually that many. It's comparable to Pier 39, but the clump here is so much better than Pier 39, and this is why it is on the #1 spot for this tier list. Now, I know there's not many gyms right here. Obviously, there's that small cluster of gyms over there with like 5 gyms stacked on top of each other, which also makes no sense. But if you need gyms, I would go to Pier 39 or Zaragoza or New York. This place is purely for the Pokestops and the Pokemon. So if a community day ever happens in January for Match Shop, obviously this will probably be the place that I will be streaming / catching Pokemon at, because it's just ridiculous. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you guys do check this location out. Of course, remember, the coords will be down in the description below. If you have any questions, you can come to my Discord. We have over 7,000 members now, and we share these spots regularly. We have, obviously, announcements for future giveaways as well as Pokemon GO events. So if you're hyped to see any of that, come join the Discord. It's down in the description. The application that I'm using to spoof right now is PG Sharp. I get this question 24/7, so I'm just going to answer it right now. And yeah, I hope you guys are staying safe, you know, still spoofing out there, keeping this game alive for Niantic. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.